Hi friends, welcome to Curious Vet channel. I am Dr. Mohsina. The topic for today's video is a disease in birds, especially parrots, that is proventricular dilation syndrome. First of all, let's see some synonyms for this disease. Proventricular dilation disease or PDD, macaw wasting disease, neuropathic ganglioneuritis, lymphoplasmacytic ganglioneuritis, psittacian encephalomyelitis, and avian virus or ABV. This picture shows a dilated proventriculus, and you can also see lungs, gizzard and intestine in an avian postmortem. This disease first recognized in late 1970s in macaws imported into USA and Germany. Disease primarily affects macaws, African grey parrots, etc. But although all parrots are probably susceptible for this disease. And in this picture, you can see the thin-walled proventriculus, which is marked in asterisk and which is disproportional to the size of ventriculus. That is gizzard, marked as star. Then coming to the etiology, the causative agent of this disease is avian virus. And coming to the clinical signs, there will be chronic weight loss, often following an initial increase in appetite. That is a peculiarity. That is, first there will be an initial increase in appetite, and also for a chronic weight loss follows. Here you can see a normal proventriculus, the picture on the top, and in the bottom you can see the dilated proventriculus and some undigested food or some seeds inside the proventriculus. Also, passage of undigested food most easily recognized when whole seeds are found in droppings. In this picture you can see whole seeds in bird dropping, and there will be regurgitation as shown in this picture and polyuria. So a dilated proventriculus may be seen radiographically. So if a bird from the parrot family comes to you with such clinical signs like regurgitation, polyuria, undigested seed in the droppings, we can just take an X-ray and check the size of proventriculus. This is a normal bird X-ray. You can see the normal proventriculus, which is marked as PV here. Heart, spleen, vent, kidney can be also seen here. Then these are a comparison. This is a comparison between a normal X-ray and a bird with PDD. Here you can see this is encircled in red, the normal proventriculus in the normal X-ray, and the dilated proventriculus is marked with an arrow. Then coming to the neurologic signs, there will be convulsions, tremors, weakness, ataxia, blindness, and may occur in some species with or without concurrent gastrointestinal signs. Clinical signs may be slowly progressive or develop acutely, and outbreaks are mostly sporadic with low morbidity but very high mortality rates. Before the discovery of ABV, that is avian virus, as the causative agent of this disease, only antemortem diagnosis was the identification of lymphoplasmacytic infiltrates in the tissue of affected birds, most commonly with a crop biopsy. And the histopathologic lesion is lymphoplasmacytic ganglioneuritis, and these lesions can be found in many organs. So these lesions can be present in brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves, nerves of GI tract, heart, adrenal gland, lungs and kidneys. These pictures show the histological and immunohistochemical findings. There is lymphoplasmacytic perivascular cuffing in the cerebrum of macaque, then intranuclear protein antigen in glial cells and neurons, and multifocal lymphoplasmacytic myocarditis, and intranuclear and intracytoplasmic protein antigen in cardiomyocytes and lymphocytes. The transmission of this disease is by fecal-oral routes. Coming to the diagnosis, positive results of PCR testing of choanal, cloacal or fecal swabs confirms the presence of avian-borne virus. Serologic assays such as ELISA can also confirm exposure. Although the presence of ABV in the droppings indicates shedding, many birds are positive for ABV with no clinical signs of PDD. When these birds may develop disease is unknown. Because shedding of the virus is intermittent, one negative results of fecal or cloacal PCR testing does not exclude the disease. Testing at least 3 times at weekly intervals with all the 3 tests being negative is best before declaring a bird negative for avian-borne virus. This disease should be differentially diagnosed from heavy metal toxicosis, foreign body intestinal obstruction, internal papillomatosis, internal neoplasia, and GI tract infections. Coming to the clinicopathologic findings, there will be increased plasma creatinine kinase activity, mild lymphocytosis, monocytosis, and heterophilia. Proventricular biopsies in affected birds are prone to dehiscence and not done routinely. Crop biopsy is a less invasive diagnostic tool and may be useful if the collected sample contains sufficient innervation to be diagnostic. A negative crop biopsy does not exclude the presence of PDD. This picture shows a thin-walled proventriculus. This is too much dilated. You can see the condition and discoloration of proventriculus here. Coming to the treatment, providing easily digestible foods is found to help the affected bird, and also administration of NSAIDs like meloxicam, celecoxib, etc. found to be useful. Prevention and control. Isolation of positive bird is important in disease prevention. Testing by PCR, a minimum of 3 tests, and separating the positive bird from negative bird is recommended. A number of false negative tests make this a long and potentially difficult task. And ABV is not a long-lived virus in the environment. Good hygiene and ultraviolet rays can help to limit spread of disease in a home or aviary setting. That's all about proventricular dilation disease. If you find the video useful and if you like it, please like it and comment your suggestions and share the video with your friends. If you're watching the video and not subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. I will be uploading at least one video every week. So see you soon with another video. Thank you.